Hi everyone, in today's video we're making Valentine's Day DIYs for the home and a special Valentine project for my pup that you don't want to miss. So let's go ahead and get started. For the first DIY, I'm going to be using this Dollar Tree wood box. And I'll also be using 2 wood dowels, also from Dollar Tree. So the first thing that I'm going to do is hot glue these wood dowels on the 2 front corners of the box. These are going to hold up a sign that reads roses. I'll also be using this wood arrow, also from Dollar Tree. Now what I'm going to do is cut it to the size that I need to make it a sign. First I'm going to remove the hanger and also the staples using my needle nose pliers. So I'm going to start by making a marking where I need to cut my board, and I'll be using the dowels as my guide as to how wide my board needs to be. I'll be using my handsaw to saw off the piece that I need. I'll be hot gluing the board up at the top where my dowels are, just like this. So I'm going to turn it over on the back side and I'm going to mark off where I need to hot glue the sign onto my dowels. And I'm just going to eyeball this the height that I want it to be. And to reinforce it and to give it extra hold, I'm going to also add some duct tape. I'll also be using some Waverly chalk paint in the color white. So I'm going to start by painting my sign first in this white color and then move on to the 2 dowels and then move on also to the bottom tray or box. Now I am going to paint the exterior walls and then also the interior walls. Now I'm going to let this sit for a few hours until the paint dries completely. I'm also going to be using 4 of these tower game blocks from Dollar Tree. These are going to serve as legs for my rose cart. I'll be using this black acrylic paint to paint the 4 wooden blocks. I'm also going to give these a few hours so they can dry completely. Okay, so now that the paint is dry on my cart sign, I'm going to go ahead and use the masking tape to make some lines down the board. And I'll be placing them vertically as you see me do there. And I'm just gonna rub down the tape to make sure that it adheres well onto the wood. Now I'll be using this Waverly chalk paint in the color Ballet Slipper. I'll also be using this beauty sponge to apply the paint. And while the paint is still wet, I'm going to go ahead and remove the masking tape. I'll also be using these poster stickers from Dollar Tree and I'll be spelling out the word roses. And I also want to give you this tip to line up letters. You can just use a masking tape and just put it across your object so that you can have a straight line when you apply your letters. I'm also going to add some Mod Podge and just put a thin layer of it over my letters just to make sure that the letters adhere well. I'm also going to be using these DIY sticker hearts, and these I just hauled yesterday. If you want to see the video on my Dollar Tree haul, I'll go ahead and link it above and also down below. These hearts come in the color red and some glitter pink and also the natural color. I'm going to be using 3 of the hearts that have just the natural color to them. I'll be using this Waverly chalk paint in the color Ballet Slipper to paint my hearts. You can't really tell, but it is a really pretty soft pink color. And now I'm just going to let the paint dry. I'm also going to use this Sharpie oil-based marker, and I'm going to write on one of my hearts 25 cents. And now I'll be hot gluing those hearts in the front of the cart. And now that the paint is dry on my little pieces of wood, I'm going to go ahead now and apply them underneath my cart, and this is going to serve as legs. And now I'm going to go ahead and add these pieces of foam inside the cart. I'll be using some tea roses and also some roses from Dollar Tree. And I'll be using my wire cutters to cut the roses off their stem, and here I'm just making sure that the height is good enough, and I'm just going to continue cutting the roses off their stems and then just placing them inside the cart. I'm going to be using this oval wood shape from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to start by painting it with this Waverly chalk paint in the color white. And now I'm just going to let the paint dry for a few hours, and if you notice, I didn't paint the bottom part, and you'll see why in a bit. I'll also be using these googly eyes from Dollar Tree. Now this oval shape is going to be a snowman's head or face. So what I'm going to do here is just mark off where I need to place those googly eyes. I want to make sure that they're even, so I'll be using my ruler and a pencil for that. And I'll also be doing that for the smile. Using an eraser top from a pencil, I went ahead and I dipped it on some black paint, and then I stamped on the smile onto my snowman's face. I apologize, I don't have that video clip because I thought my camera was running, but it wasn't. And now I'm going to hot glue the googly eyes onto my snowman's face. Now for the snowman's nose, what I did is just draw out a triangle shape on a cardboard and then I cut it off. And I'll be painting it with this acrylic paint in the color Spice Carrot. I'll be using this e.l.f. pink lipstick, and so what I want to do is give my winner snowman some pink cheeks. So I'm going to be using a sponge to sponge on the blush onto my snowman. And now I'm going to hot glue the nose on my snowman. I'll also be using this black pipe cleaner, and this is going to go around the snowman's head. Now what I'm going to do is create some earmuffs for the snowman. So I'm going to start off by hot gluing the ends of the pipe cleaner on each side. Now for the muffs, I'm going to be using these pom-poms from these fashion accessories from Dollar Tree. So what I'm going to do first is just cut off the elastic from the pom-poms. And now I'm just going to hot glue the pom-pom onto the side of the snowman where his ears would be, if he had ears. Okay, so now that I have the winter snowman's face all done, now I'm going to move on to its body. For the body, I'm going to be using this Dollar Tree picture frame. And I'll be painting it with the Waverly chalk paint in the color Ballet Slipper. And I'll just be painting the insert and also the frame. Okay, so now that the paint is dry, I'm gonna turn it over to the back side and I'm gonna add these little pieces of wood from Dollar Tree from the tower game. And I just wanna give this more stability. So I'm just gonna hot glue them onto the back side. I'll also be using one of these hearts from the Dollar Tree Valentine Decor. And all I'm gonna do is hot glue this white one in the center of the frame. And lastly, I'm just gonna add some hot glue to the snowman's face and apply it to the back side of the frame. And to make sure that the snowman's head would stay put on the frame, I added some more hot glue on the back side. So the first thing that I'm going to do is spray paint this candle stand from Dollar Tree in the color gold. And also the bottom part of this plastic champagne glasses. It's actually the stand for the champagne glass. Okay, so now the paint has dried on both of my items and now it's time to put it all together. I'll be using these hearts from Dollar Tree. They come in a pack of 4. These hearts open up just like this, and I want them to stay permanently closed, so I'm going to add some hot glue on the top and the bottom and attach them together. I'm also going to use a Dollar Tree Christmas ornament, and I'm going to remove the top hanger. And now I'm going to flip my Christmas ornament from the top to the bottom. And I'm going to use my hot glue gun to pierce a hole. And this is what it should look like when you use the tip of the hot glue gun. And now I'm going to hot glue my Christmas ornament onto my candle stand. And now I'm going to hot glue my heart onto my ornament. Now here is the bottom of the champagne glass. Now you have that top part that sits on the champagne glass. I'm going to flip it around to the bottom side and I'm going to hot glue it onto my heart just like this. And now I'm going to use this Dollar Tree LED votive and place it on top of my dish. So today I'm going to be creating a doggy jacket slash coat using all Dollar Tree items. Now this is Molly, my beautiful fur baby, and I created this coat with just a couple of dollars. So this right here is Molly's jacket, and what I'm gonna do is create a pattern so that I can make a new jacket for her. This one here is pretty simple. As you can see, it has Velcro up at the top in the neck and also around the chest area. So it's going to be pretty easy to create a pattern. So I'm going to go ahead and fold it in half as you see me do right there. And then I'm also going to fold in the collar up at the top because this does have a collar and I'm going to make this new jacket without a collar. So it's going to be very simple. If you already have a jacket as I do, then I'll be showing you how easy it is to create a pattern. If not, you could probably just pretty much follow what I'm going to do and measure out your fur baby's chest from side to side and then also the collar, and you should be able to follow my steps and create your own pattern. Now I'll be using this Dollar Tree wrapping paper to create the pattern. So I'm going to start by folding one large piece of this wrapping paper, and I'm gonna make it wide enough to where I can place my folded jacket along the folded side of the wrapping paper. And here I'm just showing you the folded side of the wrapping paper. And now I'm just gonna trace along the side of the jacket using a pencil. And here I'm just bringing you up close so that you can see the outline. And now I'm ready to cut out my pattern. And this is how the pattern turned out. And now for the chest straps, I'm going to go ahead and create a pattern for them as well. The material that I'll be using for the jacket are these fleece baby blankets from Dollar Tree. I'll be using 2 of them. The checkered pattern and also the other pattern with some white lines. So what I'm going to do first is just lay out one of the baby blankets, and then I'll put the other one on top. That way this jacket will be double layered. And here I'm just gonna smooth out both blankets so it lays nice and flat. And now I'm gonna lay my pattern on top of both of the blankets, and I'm gonna pin it down with some pins. Once I've pinned it down, the next thing that I'm going to do is place the jacket over it. And what I want to do is make markings where these straps are going to be. And now I'm ready to start cutting around my pattern. And now I'm ready to remove the pins and the pattern off my material. Next, I'm going to be joining the 2 fabrics together, and I'm going to be using this Sure Bonder fabric glue sticks. Now, these you can find them at Amazon. I'll go ahead and link the link down below in case you're interested in purchasing some fabric glue. If not, you can also sew the 2 pieces together. So I'm going to start by adding some hot fabric glue along the edge of the material. And then I'm going to pat it down to make sure that the glue adheres. Now I'm going to continue doing this all along the edge and just working my way along the side and just doing sections at a time. Right here, I'm pointing out where I had made those markings and I left that opening. I'm not going to put any glue there because I will be inserting the straps in just like I'm showing you right here. And now I'm just going to continue adding the hot glue all along the sides. Now here on the bottom side, around where the tail would be, I left an opening about 3 inches wide. And I left that opening so that I can turn my fabric inside out as I'm doing right there. Now here is the pattern for the side straps that I cut earlier, And here I'm just showing you that I've laid out 4 pieces of the baby blankets. And now what I'm gonna do is lay the strap pattern over them, and I'm gonna pin them down and then cut them. And now I'm gonna remove the pattern. And now I have a set of straps, each with 2 layers of material. And I'll be using this same fabric glue to glue them together. And I'll be gluing them sections at a time, and I'm gonna start at the top as you see me there, and I'm just gonna go down along the edge of the material and then lay the other fabric on top and then pat it down so that it can adhere well. I did leave one end without gluing it because that's where I'm gonna turn the fabric inside out. And now I'm just gonna add some more fabric glue to close that end off. And I'll be repeating those same steps to the other strap. Next, I'll be adding the straps to the side openings that I had left open when I first hot glued the whole body of the jacket. And I'll repeat the same step to the other side. And this is how it looks now with the 2 chest straps and also the top one on the collar. I'll be using some of these Dollar Tree hook and loop fasteners. I'll be placing them on the side straps and also in the collar. Now what I'm gonna do here is just cut the length that I need. Then I'll be cutting down the middle of the fasteners. Since these are Velcro, they will stick together, and I'm just gonna place one on top of the other, and then I'm gonna remove the backing, and then I'll be adding some fabric glue to it, and then I'll put it over one of the straps. And then I'll remove the other tab from the top one, and I'll add some more of the fabric glue and then place the other strap over it. And I'm gonna apply some pressure just to make sure that everything adheres, and I'm gonna give it a few minutes before I pull them apart. And I followed the same steps now to the bottom straps. And now I'm just gonna pull the 2 straps apart just so that you can see. I do want you to know that the fabric glue holds material really well. It is designed for fabric, so it does have a very good hold. But if you feel more comfortable in sewing your jacket, then of course you're more than welcome to do that. I'm fine with just using this fabric glue. And now I'm gonna turn it around so that you can see the top side, and this is how it looks. Now you can leave it just like this. What I did is I did add a iron-on that I created with my new Cricut. I couldn't wait to use it, so I'll be doing that to Molly's jacket. And this is how it looks once I ironed it on. This light jacket is perfect, like when you take your puppy out and it's pretty cool right now. This serves as a nice light jacket for them. I know that Molly is really gonna enjoy this light jacket because she does love her thick coat as well. But I wanted to make her something for Valentine's, and this is what I came up with. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and please give it a like and also comment down below and let me know what you think. So until my next video, Molly and I say bye-bye and God bless.